Hello everyone. In this session, we want to take a look at role-based administration as it relates to certificate authority administration. We're going to be looking at predefined certificate authority roles where each role defines the permission that is given to a particular set of users. Let's take a look at what we have on screen. We have the security permission roles, manage CA, issue and manage certificates, backup files and directory, restore files and directory, manage auditing and security logs, read and enroll permissions. What we need to do is create groups. The groups are not predefined. So in Active Directory, you would create a group called CA Administrator, for example. And on the Security tab for that CA, you will give the Security Administrator the Manage CA permission. This permission includes the ability to assign all other CA roles and also to renew the CA certificate. The second permission we have here is issue and manage certificates. You will create a group called Certificate Manager, and you're going to give this group permission, and this group is going to be able to approve certificate enrollment and revocation requests. Then you have a third permission called backup files and directories, and also restore file and directories. And you're going to give this permission to a group called backup operator. And remember that you have to create these groups in Active Directory. The backup operator group, the users in that group will be able to perform system backup and recovery. Please note that backup is an operating system feature. The fourth permission here is manage auditing and security log. And that permission is going to be assigned to the auditor group. And the users in that group will be able to configure, view, and maintain audit logs. Please note that auditing is an operating system feature. Then we have enrollees. These users will be able to read and enroll, and we refer to the enrollees as clients who are authorized to request certificates from a certificate authority, and this is not a CA role. We're going to take a look at how to set CA Administrator and Certificate Manager security permissions for a CA. And we're going to set this permission to the CA Administrator, for example. So we're going to go into Active Directory Users and Computers. And we're going to create a group called CA Administrator. So we're going to right-click on Users, click on New Group, and we're going to call the group CA Administrator. I'm going to say OK. So in Users, we now have a group called CA Administrator. And we want to give them the permission to manage CA and minimize Active Directory. And we're going to go into the Certificate Authority. So we click on Tools and we want to click on Certificate Authority. We want to right-click on the Certificate Authority, click on Properties, and then we are going to select the Security tab. And we want to add that group. So we're going to click on Add. And the group was called CA Administrator. So let's type CA Administrator. And we can check the name. Say OK. So now we have the CA Administrator. and we want to give the permission. We had said that we're going to give that group the manage permission. So we're going to click on manage CA. So you can set the permissions. The roles are already there. We talked about the different roles. So when you want to apply and say OK. In assigning roles, the CA administrator for a CA assigns users to separate roles of role-based administration by actually applying the security settings required by a role to the user account. So the CA administrator can assign a user to more than one role. But remember this, the CA is more secure when each user is assigned to only one role. Because if you use this strategy, fewer certificate authority tasks can be compromised if a user's account becomes compromised. In conclusion, if you are dealing with a large organization, you might very well want to separate your Active Directory Certificate Services task into separate roles, each with responsibility for different aspects of your Active Directory Certificate Services management. Of course, if you have a smaller organization, then you might only have one administrator and that administrator will perform all the tasks. But as your organization gets larger, that method of having one person perform all your Active Directory certification tasks might be less suitable. This is the end of our session, and I want to thank you for listening.